What if I told you that a single nut, yes, the kind sitting in your kitchen, could help shrink your prostate and ease those frustrating nighttime bathroom trips? I'm Dr. Justin Keller, and in today's video, we're talking about the powerful truth no one's telling you about prostate health. If you're a man over 60, or you care about one, this might be the most important video you watch this year. You'll learn which 4 nuts are backed by real science to support a healthier prostate, reduce inflammation, and even help you sleep through the night without interruption. I'll break down what nutrients matter most, how much to eat, and when. I'll also share the part no one talks about, what to do when the nuts alone aren't enough. And before we wrap up, I'll give you a simple daily routine you can start today. No gimmicks, just real, honest health advice. Now I want to hear from you. Drop your city in the comments so I know where you're watching from and to show others that they're not alone on this journey. And here's a tip. The first food we talk about is the most surprising. Most people overlook it completely, and yet it has the biggest impact. So make sure you watch until the end, especially if you're tired of those endless late-night bathroom trips. If this video helps you, please give it a like and hit that subscribe button. It helps me bring you more honest, valuable lessons like this one, straight from years of working with real patients just like you. Let's get started. Why prostate health matters more after 60. Did you know that by the time most men hit their 60s, their prostate is nearly twice the size it was in their 30s? That's not a scare tactic. It's a biological reality. And if you've noticed you're spending more time in the bathroom at night or feeling like you never quite finish when you go, you're not alone. I've seen it countless times in my practice. What many men chalk up to, just getting older, is often a silent signal from the prostate. And the sooner we listen to that signal, the better. I'm Dr. Justin Keller, and I want to talk to you about something most men don't bring up until it starts interfering with their life, sometimes even their dignity. The prostate is a small gland, about the size of a walnut, located just below the bladder. Its primary job is to help produce semen. But as men age, especially after 60, this gland starts to enlarge. This condition is called benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH. It's not cancer, but it's not harmless either. When the prostate grows, it presses against the urethra, the tube that carries urine out of the body. That's when symptoms begin. The slow stream, the sudden urges, the constant waking at night. And here's something many people don't realize. This doesn't just affect your physical comfort. It affects your confidence, your sleep, your mood, your relationships. I've had patients who stopped taking long drives because they feared not finding a restroom in time. Men who avoid intimacy because they're embarrassed by leakage or hesitation. This isn't about vanity, it's about quality of life. The question I hear most often is, why now? I was fine a few years ago. The answer lies in a mix of age-related hormonal changes, chronic inflammation, and in some cases, years of subtle neglect. As testosterone declines and estrogen rises slightly with age, the balance that keeps the prostate stable begins to shift. Combine that with a modern lifestyle, too much sitting, poor diet, not enough fiber or water, and the gland becomes inflamed and overactive. And here's where it gets tricky. Many men wait too long to address it, assuming it's just a minor annoyance. But chronic bladder retention can lead to infections, kidney strain, and even long-term damage if ignored. I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to help you take action before problems grow into something more serious. The good news? The prostate is one of the few organs that responds well to early, consistent care. You don't need a medicine cabinet full of pills to start improving its health. But you do need to be aware, informed, and proactive. That's why we're talking today about how certain foods, especially specific nuts, can actually support prostate health. But before we dive into those, it's critical to understand why this gland deserves your attention now more than ever. Because when your prostate is healthy, you're sleeping through the night. You're traveling without worry. You're living without hesitation. And that, at any age, is worth fighting for. The silent struggle, what most men don't say out loud, it usually starts quietly. A few extra trips to the bathroom at night, a weaker stream, maybe a lingering feeling that you didn't quite empty your bladder. Most men don't talk about it, not to their friends, not even to their doctors, until it becomes too frustrating to ignore. I've had patients sit across from me and say, "It's nothing, doc, just getting older." But when I ask how it's affecting their day-to-day life, their face changes. That's when the truth starts to come out. They tell me about waking up 5 or 6 times a night, unable to sleep through. How it wears them down, not just physically, but emotionally. They talk about planning errands around bathroom stops, passing on long road trips. Some even mention skipping social events because the anxiety of needing to go, or worse, having an accident, is just too much. One man told me he hadn't had a full night's sleep in years. His voice cracked when he said it. He wasn't looking for sympathy, just relief. Another patient confessed he avoided intimacy because he was embarrassed about leaks and urgency. His partner thought he was losing interest. In reality, he was just scared. These aren't rare stories. They're incredibly common and they're deeply human. As a doctor, I see the physical signs. An enlarged prostate, residual urine in the bladder, irritation in the urinary tract. But as a person, I see something else: frustration, fatigue, and often shame. And that's the part no one warns you about, not in your 40s, not even in your 50s. No one tells you that prostate symptoms can chip away at your confidence, that they can make you feel older than you are, that they can steal your sense of control over your own body. And because these symptoms don't come with pain, just inconvenience, many men learn to live with them quietly. But silence doesn't fix anything. In fact, it often delays the help that could make a world of difference. And here's what I tell every man who walks into my office: you're not weak for bringing it up. You're wise. This isn't just about your bladder, it's about your sleep, your heart health, your ability to enjoy a walk without scouting every public restroom, your peace of mind. Prostate issues aren't a private punishment, they're a common part of aging. But there are ways to manage them, reduce them, sometimes even reverse them. You just need to open the door to that conversation. And that starts with understanding what's going on, not just in your body, but in your daily life. So if you've been brushing it off, thinking, "I'll just deal with it," pause. Think about how much of your life is quietly being shaped by this struggle. Because once you bring it into the light, you can finally do something about it. And in just a moment, we'll explore what the science actually says about the connection between diet, specifically certain powerful nuts, and your prostate health. But none of that matters unless you first recognize this. You deserve comfort, you deserve confidence, and you deserve to age with dignity, not in silent frustration. The nutrient truth: what science says about nuts and the prostate. Let's talk about the part most men never hear in a typical doctor's visit. The role nutrition plays in prostate health, especially the surprising power of certain nuts. Now, when we think about food and aging, we often focus on blood pressure, cholesterol, maybe even blood sugar. But few people connect what they eat with how their prostate behaves. That's changing, and the science is catching up. Here's what we know: the prostate is highly sensitive to inflammation and oxidative stress. That means when your body is inflamed, from processed foods, sedentary living, or poor sleep, your prostate often feels the effect. Chronic inflammation contributes to the growth of the gland, leading to symptoms like urgency, frequency, and difficulty urinating. So where do nuts come in? Certain nuts are incredibly rich in anti-inflammatory compounds, healthy fats, minerals, and plant sterols that support the prostate in very specific ways. This isn't just folk wisdom, it's evidence-based. Let's start with selenium, a trace mineral that's been closely linked to prostate health. One of the richest sources: Brazil nuts. Just 1 or 2 Brazil nuts a day can provide all the selenium your body needs. Multiple studies have shown that men with higher selenium levels tend to have lower rates of prostate enlargement and even reduced risk of prostate cancer. Selenium acts as a powerful antioxidant, helping the body neutralize cellular damage and support immune function. But be cautious. Selenium is potent. Too much can be harmful, so moderation is key. Next, consider zinc. This mineral is heavily concentrated in a healthy prostate. As men age, zinc levels naturally decline, and so does the prostate's ability to regulate cell growth. That's where pumpkin seeds come in. These small seeds are packed with bioavailable zinc and phytosterols, plant compounds that have been shown to reduce prostate swelling and improve urinary symptoms. There's even clinical evidence suggesting pumpkin seed extract helps improve flow rate and reduce nighttime bathroom trips in men with BPH. Then there's omega-3 fatty acids, found abundantly in walnuts. These healthy fats help reduce systemic inflammation, which is crucial when you're trying to slow or calm prostate enlargement. Omega-3s also support heart health and brain function, both essential as we age. The key is replacing pro-inflammatory fats like processed vegetable oils with whole, raw sources like walnuts or flax. We also can't overlook vitamin E, an antioxidant that supports cellular repair. Almonds are a great natural source. While vitamin E on its own hasn't shown dramatic effects on prostate size, it contributes to overall prostate resilience and protects the cells from oxidative stress, a factor in many age-related diseases, including BPH. Now, does this mean you should rush out and start eating bags of nuts every day? No. But incorporating a variety, modestly and consistently, can be part of a broader strategy to reduce inflammation, support hormonal balance, and give your body the tools it needs to age with strength. Science doesn't offer magic bullets, but it does offer patterns, and those patterns tell us that the nutrients in nuts, especially in their raw, unsalted form, can support a calmer, healthier prostate over time. And here's the deeper truth. When you start eating with intention, when you begin choosing foods not just for taste, but for what they give back to your body, you shift the story. You move from managing decline to investing in resilience. In a moment, I'll walk you through exactly which nuts offer the biggest prostate benefits and how to incorporate them into your daily routine in a way that's simple, satisfying, and sustainable. Because the goal here isn't just to shrink the prostate, it's to support the whole man behind it. The top 4 nuts that support prostate health. Now that we've explored the science behind how nutrients in nuts can calm inflammation and support prostate function, let's get specific. In my own practice, when men ask what they can actually do, the most effective advice is often the simplest. Start with food. And among the foods I recommend, these 4 nuts consistently stand out for prostate health. Let's begin with the one I mention most often: Brazil nuts. These are nutritional powerhouses. Just one Brazil nut contains more than 100% of your recommended daily intake of selenium, a mineral that plays a crucial role in DNA repair, immune function, and the detoxification of harmful compounds that can damage cells, including prostate cells. Research has shown that men with higher selenium levels tend to have a significantly lower risk of developing advanced prostate issues. The key with Brazil nuts is moderation. You only need 1 or 2 per day. More than that over time could lead to selenium toxicity. But at the right dose, it's a simple, potent form of protection. Next, one of the most underrated foods in men's health: pumpkin seeds. These tiny seeds are rich in zinc, which is essential for healthy testosterone levels and prostate tissue function. Your prostate actually stores more zinc than any other soft tissue in your body, and when zinc levels drop, your risk of prostate inflammation rises. Pumpkin seeds are also full of phytosterols, plant-based compounds that have been shown in clinical studies to reduce prostate enlargement and improve urinary flow. I recommend a small handful daily, ideally raw and unsalted. You can sprinkle them on salads, mix them into yogurt, or simply eat them as a snack. Now let's talk about walnuts. Walnuts are one of the richest plant sources of omega-3 fatty acids, particularly alpha-linolenic acid, ALA. Omega-3s are critical because they fight inflammation not just in the prostate, but throughout the body. Inflammation is one of the main drivers of prostate growth, and omega-3s help cool that down. Beyond that, walnuts contain ellagic acid, an antioxidant that may help the body resist certain types of cancerous changes at the cellular level. A small handful of walnuts, about 6 to 8 halves, is a smart daily target. They're also heart-friendly, making them a perfect dual-purpose food for older men. Finally, we come to almonds. Almonds are a gentler support for prostate health. They're high in vitamin E, a fat-soluble antioxidant that supports tissue repair and cell membrane integrity. While almonds may not have a direct shrinking effect on the prostate like pumpkin seeds or selenium, they play an important protective role. Regular intake of vitamin E through food, not supplements, has been associated with better long-term cellular health, and that includes the prostate. Almonds also help regulate blood sugar and support vascular health, which indirectly improves circulation and function in pelvic organs. About 10–12 almonds per day is plenty. Here's the best part: you don't need to eat all 4 of these every single day. What matters most is consistency over time. Rotate them, mix them, enjoy them. A Brazil nut in the morning, a mix of pumpkin seeds and walnuts in the afternoon, a few almonds after dinner. That's how small, daily choices quietly shape your future. I often tell patients this: there's no medicine more powerful than the food you put in your body every single day, especially when that food doesn't come with side effects, just benefits. In the next section, I'll explain why these nuts, while powerful, aren't a magic bullet, and what else you need to be doing to truly support a healthy prostate after 60. Because food is the beginning, not the end, of the journey. What they don't tell you: when nuts aren't enough by now, you've seen just how powerful nature can be. How certain nuts can deliver key nutrients that support prostate health in real, measurable ways. But here's the truth no one tells you on the food blogs or supplement ads. Even the best foods won't fix everything if the rest of your lifestyle is working against you. I've had men come into my office excited about changing their diet. They've added Brazil nuts, they're snacking on pumpkin seeds, maybe even swapped out sugary treats for a handful of walnuts. That's a great start, and it matters. But weeks later, they still feel the same. Why? Because you can't out-eat chronic inflammation, stress, and stagnation. Your prostate is just one part of a complex system. And if you're not looking at the full picture, even the best dietary habits can fall short. Let's look at a few of the missing pieces. Hydration. You'd be amazed how many men with prostate issues aren't drinking enough water, often because they fear needing to run to the bathroom. But dehydration leads to more concentrated urine, which irritates the bladder and increases urgency. It's a vicious cycle. Proper hydration helps flush the urinary system, reduce irritation, and prevent infections. That doesn't mean chugging water late at night. Spread it throughout the day and taper off in the evening. Movement. If you're sitting most of the day, whether it's at the TV, behind the wheel, or reading the paper, you're limiting blood flow to the pelvic area. This leads to stiffness, inflammation, and sometimes even pelvic floor tension that mimics prostate symptoms. A daily walk, light stretching, or even gentle yoga can improve circulation and reduce pressure on the prostate. You don't need a gym membership. Just 20 minutes of consistent movement can change the way your lower body functions and feels. Weight and metabolism. Excess body fat, especially around the midsection, increases estrogen levels in men and contributes to insulin resistance. Both of these hormonal changes are linked to prostate growth and urinary problems. Managing your weight through diet, sleep, and movement isn't about looking younger. It's about aging better. And it makes everything you do nutritionally more effective. Sleep and stress. Chronic stress raises cortisol levels, which fuels inflammation and throws off hormone balance. And poor sleep, especially fragmented sleep, can aggravate urinary symptoms, raise nighttime blood pressure, and increase fatigue the next day. Addressing stress through breathing exercises, meditation, or even talking to someone about what's weighing on you, it all plays a role in calming the body and the gland that sits at its center. And perhaps most overlooked of all, regular checkups. Many men avoid the doctor until symptoms are unbearable. But early detection of prostate enlargement or ruling out more serious conditions like prostate cancer gives you options. It's not about fear, it's about clarity. When you know what's happening inside your body, you're empowered to make smarter, safer choices. So yes, nuts can help, nutrients matter. But the real power comes when those nutrients are part of a wider foundation. Hydration, movement, hormone balance, emotional well-being, and medical awareness. This isn't about chasing perfection. It's about small shifts made with care and consistency. Because when you approach aging as an active, intentional process, not something that just happens to you, you reclaim agency over your body and your life. In the next section, I'll share a simple, realistic daily routine. A gentle rhythm you can adopt that combines nutrition, movement, and self-care to support your prostate and overall well-being without stress or complication. Because health after 60 doesn't have to be overwhelming. It just has to be intentional. A gentle routine to start today. If you've made it this far, you already understand something most people don't. Good health after 60 isn't about drastic diets or extreme routines. It's about quiet, consistent habits, done with care, not pressure. And when it comes to supporting your prostate, sometimes the simplest practices bring the most relief. So let me walk you through a daily rhythm I often share with my patients. It's not a prescription, it's a foundation. A gentle routine that nourishes your prostate, reduces inflammation, and restores some of the balance that aging can take away. Start your morning with calm and nourishment. Before you reach for the coffee, begin your day with a tall glass of water, room temperature, not cold. Add a squeeze of lemon if you'd like. This rehydrates your system, stimulates digestion, and helps flush the urinary tract first thing. With your breakfast, take one Brazil nut. That's enough to meet your daily selenium needs without going overboard. Pair it with protein, maybe an egg, some oats or yogurt, and a bit of fiber. If you enjoy smoothies, toss in a tablespoon of ground flax seeds for added omega-3s and prostate-friendly lignans. Midday is your opportunity for movement. Don't wait until pain or stiffness pushes you to get up. Take a 10-15-minute walk outside after lunch. If it's cold or raining, pace inside your home, stretch your hips and lower back, or do gentle squats near the kitchen counter for support. Movement increases pelvic blood flow and helps relieve pressure on the bladder and prostate. In the afternoon, nourish again, consciously. Instead of chips or sweets, grab a handful of walnuts and pumpkin seeds. You're getting zinc, omega-3s, and phytosterols, the prostate trifecta. Have them alongside a cup of herbal tea like nettles or saw palmetto, which are often used to support urinary health. You don't need to believe in miracles to benefit from their mild anti-inflammatory properties. As the evening winds down, so should your intake. Finish hydrating a few hours before bed to reduce nighttime bathroom trips. Have a light dinner, nothing too salty, spicy, or rich. Heavy meals close to bedtime can increase bladder urgency and disrupt sleep. Then, about an hour before bed, take 10 to 12 raw almonds. Not only do they support cellular repair, but they also help curb late-night cravings. If you'd like, pair them with a small mug of warm, unsweetened almond milk. It's soothing, prostate-friendly, and helps signal to your body that it's time to rest. Before you lie down, try this. Sit quietly for just 2 minutes. Breathe slowly. Let your shoulders relax. Let the day go. This simple moment of calm reduces cortisol, the stress hormone that silently contributes to inflammation, weight gain, and yes, prostate tension. Repeat this flow daily, not perfectly, just consistently. If you miss a day, start again tomorrow. The power isn't in perfection, it's in the quiet momentum of doing something kind for your body every day. I've seen men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s turn their lives around, not with pills, not with surgeries, but with steady care. With dignity, with patience. Let your routine be a form of respect for your body, your time, and your years. Because aging isn't about fading. It's about glowing in the quieter, stronger ways that only experience can teach. If you've made it this far, you now know that prostate health isn't just about medication or aging in silence. It's about small, daily choices, foods that heal, habits that protect, and knowing when it's time to act. You've learned the 4 most powerful nuts for prostate health, why they work, and how to build a gentle routine that supports your body as you age. And I hope you'll remember this. Aging doesn't mean giving up comfort, energy, or dignity. Not if you take care of yourself the right way. If something in today's video helped you, if it made you think or gave you hope, please like the video and subscribe to Glowing Age. It means a lot, and it helps me keep creating the kind of real, practical advice you can use every day. And before you go, tell me in the comments, what's one change you're ready to make starting today? Take care of yourself.